Oh yeah, we're doing it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another stream here on the Den of Nerds Live, your evening stream for tonight. I'm of course Josh, and look, this is kind of a weird stream. There's so much nerdy news popping off right now, to be completely honest with you guys, that we're starting to get to the point where we're like, oh man, what do we even put in fully into a NNR? What do we stream about? It's starting to get real crazy, 100% serious. So this video, what we want to talk about right now is we want to talk about the spoilers, the full plot leak for Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay, so I'm gonna, before we get into it, we'll give it a little bit of time because I don't want to just jump right into all the crazy stuff. But I do want to say that the deal with these leaks is that we've sort of been hearing a lot of similar things from many of the insiders and scoopers with regards to, you know, what we think is going to be happening in the film. And a lot of this you may have already known. So, you know, some of this you may have been able to predict, but this most recent leak here is apparently from the Patreon of Daniel Richtman. It's a full leak, fully talking about all of the different things that were going on in Spider-Man No Way Home. And I believe, I don't know for sure, but I believe that the reason Daniel released this on his Patreon is likely that he sort of pulled it all together. And also, there's something about how these scoopers and everybody that breaks stories and stuff, they want to be remembered and they want people to make sure that they know it was them that broke it, okay? So I've noticed this a lot. And so I think that it might have been one of those things where Daniel was like, oh man, well, I better just break this whole thing so that people know that I'm one of the people that knew what was going on, okay? So that's what I think is going on there. And the other aspect that makes this very interesting, and I sort of spoke to this on the morning stream today, pardon me while I sip a little Pellegrino. You know, Nerdvention gets really exhausting. By the way, who's excited for Loki? Put a 1 into the chat if you're excited for Loki later tonight / tomorrow. Doing another watch party with Elisa. It's going to be awesome. Okay, regardless. The dealy-dally with this was that a bunch of people online, like Grace and the dude from the hashtag show, and a couple of others as well, were trying to indicate to people that this leak was real. Okay, so they're not spoiling the whole thing. They know that this leak is pretty much real, but they're not trying to necessarily spoil the whole thing, and they're kind of warning people like, hey, be careful out there. This is likely real. So if you don't want any spoilers, get on out of here. Now, before we get into it, let me just say that what I want to do with this stream is I want to spend this stream specifically going into the full details of my thoughts on the different leaks, the different elements of the movie, because here's the thing. Some people are saying like, oh, why would you spoil the whole thing? Dude, it's impossible to spoil the whole thing. You can't go frame by frame and talk about the whole movie. It would be this exhaustively long script type thing, and even then, it doesn't translate to what's going on the screen. That's number one. Number two, this plot leak does not tell you every single thing that's in the film, and I still think there are plenty of surprises and things that I want to speculate about, like a Miles Morales, that are not mentioned in this plot leak that I think could still be on the table, show up in the film, and be very fun. What Daniel leaked here is the basic flow of how the major plot points of the film are going to unfold, what the major fights are going to be, and that part's really fun, in my opinion. There's some really fun stuff. So that aspect of it I think is really cool, but there's still a lot to get into with regards to the film, okay? So I guess that's pretty much all the warnings that I want to give out there. That's all the stuff that I wanted to say, so let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, so I have this pulled up here, and I will click on it like this so that you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, and then we'll just go through this. So we'll read through it one time, then we're going to read through it again and sort of stop along the way with some cool aspects of the film and talk about that, okay? One more. Yeah, no. Take your... Hey, if you were here just hanging out and you wanted to say what's up, but you don't want the spoilers, all good, now is the time to go. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Peter's life is ruined after his identity was revealed at the end of the last Mysterio movie. He is now facing trial. Matt Murdock is your lawyer. Peter goes to Doctor Strange and asks him to cast a spell to make everyone forget that he is Spider-Man. Something goes wrong with the spell, and they break reality and bring 5 Spider-Man villains from other dimensions to the MCU. Here's the 5. Green Goblin from Spider-Man 1. Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. The Sandman from Spider-Man 3. Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man. Let's keep going here. Okay, yeah. Let's see here. Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Norman Osborn is talking to the others, asking what is the last thing they remember, and they all say Spider-Man killed them. Strange wants to take them back to their original dimensions, but the villains fear that returning would mean that they would return exactly where they came from, meaning they would die again. Norman manipulates Peter into freeing them, making him feel guilty for their deaths. Peter fights Strange and breaks the key, which is a cube. Let's see here. That held them captive, and the villains are now free. They start destroying parts of New York. To stop them, Peter somehow brings Tobey and Andrew to the MCU to help them. There's a big rematch between Tobey and Ock and between Andrew and Electro. The final battle is at the Statue of Liberty with the 3 Spideys fighting the Sinister Six. To be clear, I have no idea who the 6th member is or when and how he comes on the screen. Okay. So that's the overall plot. Now, let me first go through the things in this plot leak that seem pretty substantiated that were in other leaks that people have been talking about for some time, okay? So, first let's go through this. Peter's life is ruined because of the Mysterio thing. For sure thought that was the case, okay? But I remember doing a spoiler stream with Paul from Heavy Spoilers. It was a charity thing. And I remember him talking about a scoop that he had heard very early on. And without totally, making it so the Disney Sony people get a sniper rifle and come for Paul, I will just say that Paul knows things. That's all I'll say. And so Paul actually at the time was saying that this whole spell, the casting of the spell by Doctor Strange, which is in the comics, by the way, it's after Civil War, Doctor Strange cast the spell over the whole world to forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Pretty wild. So that was something that we heard actually a long time ago. How many of y'all remember that stream we did with Paul, the charity stream? It was a charity stream. We spoiled a bunch of stuff for charity. Do you guys remember that? Put a 1 into the chat if you do. So we've known about that for a long time. However, back then, what we had heard was that was actually going to happen at the end of the film. Okay? Interesting. At least that's the way I remember it, is like that was going to be at the end of the film. But it was going to be a big sort of spoilery thing, okay? Now, them breaking reality to bring in all of these other villains, I mean, we sort of knew this was the case. Like this, we've known this essentially for a while now. Alfred Molina, by the way, in his comments, what he said, and we talked about this in several videos and streams as well, is that the director, John Watts, told him that he picks up right after he dies. Right after he dies, he's in the MCU. Okay, that's what Alfred Molina said, and he said he remembers his last moments, etc., and this had been in previous leaks as well. In fact, I think when Paul did his leaked breakdown of what was going on as far as the leaks that he heard, he talked about this as well, okay? So they all feel like Spider-Man was the cause of their death, and they're going to convince Peter that he is, if they just send him back, then they're going to die, basically. That they should be given a chance or something to that effect. And I love the idea of like Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn, like toying with our Tom Holland, right? with our Tom Holland. And just being like, nah, man, like, you can't do this. And I also kind of love the idea of Strange basically being like, oh, no. We're going to send them back. And even if that kills them, I don't really care because I got a multiverse to figure out over here. Screw y'all. Boom. I'm putting you back. Like, ruthless. And I love the idea of Peter and Doctor Strange having a fight. Now, I don't think they're going to go like, it's not going to be a crazy fight. It's going to be more like Peter being adolescent, disobeying Strange, having to fight against him because Strange is very strong as well and could shut him down. And I love that idea. We saw in the Lego leaks, of course, and in the promotional material that there is a lot of evidence that they will have this thing happen at the Sanctum. So that was something that was in Paul's leaks. Okay, as far as I remember, that was in the leaks that Paul from Heavy Spoilers had. So it's all sort of pulling together. The thing that I think is new, or at least part of what is new, is the idea of breaking this cube, the idea that they all just start destroying parts of New York City. So this just feels so classic Spider-Man to me. Like, you have these multiversal Sinister Six dudes. You let them all out, essentially. Then they just instantly go around New York and start destroying New York, right? And Peter somehow brings in Tobey and Andrew, maybe at the bequest of Doctor Strange. We're not 100% sure. Like I said, this doesn't explain everything. There's still plenty of mystery in the film. But moving on to the end here, the stuff about Andrew having the rematch with Electro, which was such an iconic part of those movies. You know, however you feel about those movies with Andrew Garfield, that was an iconic sort of setup. I remember that fight in Times Square. It was awesome in the theaters. It was really, really cool, right? So I dug it. They're going to redo that, rematch of that. That's fan service, baby. I'm here for it. That sounds dope. It feels right. Then you're going to get Tobey and Doc Ock. Bros. Spider-Man 2 is legit one of the dopest, if not the dopest, comic book movie ever. And that fight between Alfred Molina as Doc Ock and Tobey was epic. Seeing a rematch of that in this next Spider-Man movie, it feels like perfect Spider-Man fan service. And this sort of goes into what Homie was saying about how from when they show up in the film, they're essentially co-leads in the movie. That's essentially what it is. And then again, the fight at the end on the Statue of Liberty, we've known about that for some time. That has been leaked out for some time. That was this huge thing they shot in, I think they shot it in Europe on a big soundstage or something like that. And this had sort of leaked out a while ago. But yeah, this to me is pretty freaking crazy and pretty fun. You know what I mean? It's a pretty fun leak. And again, this is a lot of people so basically what happened was a lot of insiders and scoopers got tagged in this, right? And they were like, yo, yeah, I think this is real. And they start sort of warning people. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And you know, it's funny because I see a lot of, you see a lot of doubt in here on the post, for sure. And I totally understand that, but I'm just telling you right now that everything that, any amount of nerd-venging reason that I have, any powers left of, pulling together, aggregating different good sources and paying attention to the patterns of all that they say, all that I can give indication to. With all the power vested in me, Nerdvengers, I claim this leak to be legitimate. I claim this leak to be real. And so now I want to know what y'all think about it. So if you're here, if you're hanging with me, if you're wondering about it, y'all let me know. Let's get into some Q&A. Let's do some Q&A. Definitely want to know what you guys think about this. It's pretty freaking wild. We'll hang out on the chat as well. I do want to remind everybody that officially on the channel, I know we were a little bit late tonight, but officially on the channel, you're going to have at least 2 streams a day on this streaming channel, 10:30 in the morning, 7:30 at night, Monday through Friday. Monday night's technically Nerd Theory, but it's the same thing. 2 streams a day. And you're going to have your evening streams So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have notifications on, because it's going to get real sweaty, man. It's been bananas, frankly, already just today with all the crazy news. We did a wild NNR full of cool stories. She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall, which seems awesome. Wait, what the? God. Of course, there had to be something that went wrong. What? Oh man, no! Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me anymore. Don't do it to me. There's a new update to Chrome and maybe Google as well. I don't 100% understand it, but like, it is whack, dude. Like, I can't. It seems like I can't log in. I don't know if I should do this. If I don't want this to just end the stream like I did this morning. I'm gonna try. Oh, man, this is so annoying. There's a new security. There's some new security bullshit on Google today, and it's like screwing up my my ability to have. Usually have multiple browsers with my different accounts logged in, and yeah, something really weird with that is happening. So give me 1 second here as I try to adjust this, and then I'll peek at the chat. And I'll see what y'all gotta say. We'll get into this nerd venging. Dude, no, I don't want to switch. Oh, you're so annoying, dude. Okay. Dude, if it just ended the stream, I'm going to be furious. It definitely should not have. That doesn't even make any sense, dude. Okay, we should be good. All right, let's look at what y'all are saying. I'll go over the super chats. If you don't have any loot, don't worry about it. You don't have to throw supas, but if you do, I'll answer every single super chat that comes in within reason. Let me see here. I'll get into some of these supers and then we'll go into the chat. Okay, Slow Mo first in with the the $10 holla says, so when people die in the MCU, do they become variants into different reality, ready to manifest? So in the end of Doctor Strange 2, he brings all the variants to become their true movie superhero self? That's a bananas theory. I think something like that is going on, but I don't think it's... I definitely think people can still die. Like, people still die. We really gotta wait to the end of Loki. Like, that last episode and the variants on this whatever limbo world is certainly weird, but I think it's possibly partially, if not completely unique to Loki, but it could give us an explanation of how many different variants and such things that are out there. Like, I do think it's connected, and I'm really starting to think that there's something to this. They're holding back the trailers and all the promotion until after Loki. I really think there could be something to that. So, yeah, man, thank you so much for the support. And I like that theory. I think something like that's going on, but probably not that, like, no, that, like, that would be almost too wild, bro. Like, if they were saying that every single person that dies just becomes a variant and gets, like, recycled in another reality, whew, bruh, that's pretty wild. T-Love, a.k.a. the Silver Lurker with the $5 hello, says, if I had $1 for every time you claimed to be talking to us but didn't read the chat, wait for it. Huh? What? How dare you, T-Love? But, I look, when I'm going through the stuff, I can't look at the chat. I look at the chat afterwards. We get into Q&A during every stream. What are you talking about? Matthew Glasgow with the $5 holla says, I really hope this movie is well-timed and not to feel rushed or choppy. I think that's totally fair. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be lengthy. And I also think, like, again, here's the stuff, like, okay, I saw some people getting butthurt because they were like, oh, this is the full plot leak. Why would you spoil everything? Again, I don't think this is everything. There's going to be dialogue between these Spider-Men. I think there'll be some wisdom imparted, maybe even some things warned about, and some very interesting character development for Tom, mostly. Tom Holland. These other Spider-Men, who knows? You know, maybe we'll get some character development for them, but I think they're probably going to come in as more established Spider-Men and have some kind of mentor-mentee relationship with Peter. You know, it's funny because everybody said, or not everybody, but there was a good bit of people that were a little bit upset that Tom himself was just mentored by Iron Man in like so strongly that he was like the little Iron Boy the whole time. You know what I mean? Trinity from Second Street Marvel likes to, clown on the MCU Spider-Man like that, right? So for me, I never really had a problem with that. However, what an interesting way to twist that, where it's like, okay, so he's going to get a mentor, and Doctor Strange for sure, maybe, but really it's gonna be different versions of him. I love that, man. Peter learning from Peter. It's a very Peter Parker thing. You know what I mean? It feels cool. I'm into it. So yeah, good point, and thank you for the support. Jared says for the $5 holla, says, hope you're doing well, Josh. I can't wait for Spider-Man No Way Home. I agree, this is legit. Who do you think will be the sixth member? Thoughts? Take my money. Thank you so much, brother. I don't know who the sixth member is. Maybe Kraven. That would be bananas. That would be like so bizarre and crazy, but I could see it. What if it was Venom? Nah, it can't be Venom, right? That would be too wild. That would be bananas. Could be Morbius. Nope, too crazy. Probably too crazy. Probably you guys are right. It's probably too crazy. Maybe it's Rhino. We heard maybe Rhino was going to be in the movie, and also heard it could be more than 6, too. I don't know. Could be more than 6. Could be that. I'm sort of unclear on that exactly. I think another thing to keep in mind is that this leak that we just read is also someone translating what Daniel said in his Patreon, likely on a podcast. So we really should get the audio of that and go over it, because it could be slightly different. They could be saying a few things wrong, or they're even, just summarizing things in kind of an interesting way. So, right? It's interesting. I appreciate the love, and yeah, I don't know who the sixth member could be. I mean, honestly, if it was Venom, I would just lose my mind, dude. Like, I would just legit lose my mind. I'd be like, this is the best movie ever! And I know, like, oh, man, you know what else is kind of funny? I've been talking about how I think this could be the most hyped superhero movie of all time. And everybody's like, dude, lest we forget Endgame. I'm like, bros, no, I was there. Endgame was ridiculous. I'm just telling you, I think, I'm going to say it. I think Spider-Man No Way Home is going to come with some energy that's going to very quickly match up to that Endgame energy and possibly exceed it. I know. What? Maybe I'm just a Spider-Man fanboy, but I'm saying it. It's possible. X-Wing, what's up, brother? Says, what's up, man? Pumped for Loki. Take my money. Thank you, X-Wing. Appreciate the love, my friend. I'm very excited for Loki as well. Are you going to hang out on the watch party, man? I'm excited. I think we're going to get some answers, and then we'll have one episode left, man. It's so fun when there's one episode left. It's like the most hyped time to speculate. It's the most fun time to pull theories, man. Before that last episode. And I got to say, I think it's obvious, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. In fact, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. I want to see exactly what people are saying, but I'm just saying, for me personally, this is way better than Falcon the Winter Soldier. And why can't I find the chat, man? What is going on with Google today? I'm telling you. Is Loki the best Disney Plus show? I guess I should put MCU. Boom. Boom. And it's not even done yet. And we're still going to solidify it and vote and say it's better. And just pray that we don't get bonered. But, yeah, in all seriousness, X-Wing, love Loki, man. I think it's incredible. I think it's really setting a new tone for the MCU content moving forward. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. David Watson with a $10 holla says, seeing Black Widow this Arvo. Loki tonight. Can't wait. Let's go. Dude, I know. It's a wild week of Nerd Venging. By the way, if you are a Nerd Venger member and you want to do the watch party with us, we're going to watch Black Widow together via Disney Plus for all you people that are doing it on Disney Plus. Friday morning, 3 a.m. in the morning. I know it's crazy. Why'd they do it to us? But we're going to wake up. We're going to watch Black Widow together. I'm pumped. Going to get a lot of popcorn. Mike Motherflippin' Porter says, can you tell me if Black Widow is going to make money? I saw your super chat, man. I went into your super chat. I was talking about it. I was giving a thorough answer for you, Mike Motherflippin' Porter. And YouTube was like, nah, bro, not today, you're not. And had killed the stream. So here's my thing with Black Widow. Here's what I'll say. I'm interested, man. I don't know what to think. Part of me thinks, yes, it'll crush it. Because the Marvel brand is so strong and people really want to go back to the movies. Part of me thinks, nah, fam. And what I was going to say earlier was, for me, it's kind of interesting because originally I was like, I'll see it at home. Then I'll go watch it in theaters. I love the theater experience. I'll dig the movie and I'll see it. You know what kind of made me not want to do that? Is the $30 price tag, bro. Like, paying $30 to see Black Widow feels a little absurd because it's just going to be me. Like, Elisa's going out of town, so it's literally just me and the dogs watching Black Widow, right? $30 to do that seems a little wild. And maybe it's just because I'm paying that money, but something in my psychology is like, why would I then go buy a movie ticket and concessions and go drive and do all this stuff when I literally bought it and I can only watch it for a short period of time, like for that $30? So why wouldn't I just fire it up again on the OLED, which, by the way, we got on the TV stand officially? You know what I mean? So originally, Mike, I was like, I'm going to watch it at home, then I'll go watch it in theaters. Bro, I'm not watching Black Widow in theaters. Like, I kind of already made up my mind. I'm like, nah, I'm not, dude. I'm not. Maybe if the price was lower, maybe if it was a movie I was a little bit more hyped on, because frankly, I'm not, I don't know, like the Black Widow movie, I'm sure it'll be aight, but I'm not super hyped on it. Captain Pennsylvania says the $5 holla Multiverse will give us Conan and the Starjammers, which gives us the Scotty Summers solo on Disney Plus. I know what you're thinking, and you're welcome. Not yet, amen. I'd love some Starjammer action, Cap. It's good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well, feeling strong. And, yeah, for sure. That would be sick. I just want some mutants and X-Men. At this point, I'm getting thirsty, man. The whole, that Hugh Jackman tease, by the way, X-23 still trending. Something related to Wolverine has been trending for the past, 24 hours, dude. It's crazy. So, not Scotty Summers, of course, but it's Wolverine who's more hype. Fifi with a $5 holla says, no Spider-Man trailer because the Spider-Men will appear in the final episode of Loki. I said so it's 100% confirmed. LOL JK, take my money. That would be bananas. I highly doubt it, as you sort of indicate with your chat. Highly doubt it, but that would be sick, for sure. Big Stevie with a very generous $15 holla says, have the stream on mute due to my aversion to spoilers, but still got to satisfy my super chat addiction. Damn. Let's try to signal to Stevie. I wonder if he's watching but not listening. I'm gonna try to signal to him. Hopefully he saw that. DC rules, Marvel sucks. Take my money. Time to spend my GameStop cash. Thank you, sir. No, I'm so pumped that you won the GameStop thing. I think Elisa got the code to you, so you have access to it all and all that now. Yeah, man. Super cool. They have a Magic the Gathering sale going on at GameStop right now, too. So if you're a Magic player, get over there and get some of that Modern Horizons 2 or something. Get it. Get it for that 20% off. It's worth it. Slow-mo with a $2 holla says, I meant the death of Fox characters. Okay, so that's a good point. And some people have been saying, and oh man, would this be so nice if Ralph Bohner ends up being a variant of Pietro. Wouldn't that be nuts? What if she pulled in a variant of Pietro that goes by Ralph Bohner, or that just is Ralph Bohner and he doesn't, I don't know, like, just work with me there. Just give me something better than just freaking random-ass Ralph Bohner. So that would be interesting, and maybe something with the Fox characters, but I think it's just going to be whatever ones he can get. He's going to craft some kind of cool moments in Multiverse of Madness around. And I'm good with that, bro. I do not think you're going to get a lot of Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Even if he comes back, and that's a rumor, and I think he will, it's going to be a small amount of Hugh Jackman Wolverine, but I don't need a lot. I don't need a lot of Wolverine. Just a little bit will do. Just a little bit of Hugh goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? All right. Todd McGee with a $5 holla says, new to the Nerd Venging. Love the content and look forward to the watch party later. Well, thank you, Todd. Appreciate the support, man. Nerd Venging's pretty fun. It gets pretty addicting, though. It gets pretty addicting, and before you know it, you don't sleep, and all you do is just talk about Ralph Boner. All right. Throg ritual for tonight, Josh. It didn't work last time. I know. Just light the candles, say the omens, and then we'll get the Throg for sure. Fifi says, forget Wolverine, give me Dazzler Disney Plus show. Dude, Dazzler's all right. I don't mind Dazzler. I want a Mojoverse show. And I want to just it to be the, like, because Mojo, he was doing a reality show. Like, it was a show on another planet. It was like a network show where these mutants would fight to the death. I think mutants, aliens, and just different beings. Dude, Mojoverse show? Come on, man. Shit would be sick. So let's see here. Kevin says, $10 holler. Very generous. Thank you, brother. Says, I am honestly more hyped for Spider-Man than I was for Endgame. You hear that, chat? You hear that, all you fuckers? Hearing that leak increased the hype for me. Sounds like an amazing movie. F Warner and take my money. Amen, bro. Amen. Glad you're pumped, bro. Glad you're pumped. I'm quite excited myself. I think, this leak and just in general, the film for me, it's doing it for me. It feels great. Even if stuff like is a little bit off of the leak or whatever, because I remember the Endgame stuff, and the same thing happened with the Endgame leaks, dude. People were like, there's no way that's true. There's absolutely no way that's true. No way you would know that. No way. And even myself, actually, at the time was like, dude, that's wild. I don't know about that shit. And it turned out to be completely legitimate. But there were plenty of moments and aspects of that film that were not, like, in the leaks. And Endgame was incredible, dude. I loved Endgame. I loved it. One of the best cinematic experiences I've ever had. And I am telling you, I think this Spider-Man movie is going to be on the level. I think they're going to be on the level. Leaks were 100% before the pandy. Not 100%, but they were pretty dang accurate. We were on a roll. Before the pandy with leaks. 100%. There were some things that were changed, obviously, in the Marvel shows. But it is what it is. What else is going on? What else you guys thinking? He's perfect to connect Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Oh, yeah. What do I think the odds are that Kang shows up in Loki? Oh, man. I'm high on Kang showing up. But, unfortunately, I'm starting to feel kind of that it might be one of those things where he's hinted at or talked about it and isn't like, he doesn't just show up and then it's like, oh, it's Kang and he's here. Especially because of the second season. Could be really cool. Loki vs. Kang, season 2. I'm into that, dude. So, let's see here. What else is going on? The scene is Kevin Feige waking up to Hugh in a bar, asking him if he knows about the MCU. And yo, Marvel Maniac, that's cool. What am I thinking? That Josh is wrong, and I can't wait to see his rage when Spidey comes out. Oh, ye have little faith, Whitney. Ye have little faith. Honestly, if somehow all of this stuff is not real, that would be the greatest trick ever played by a studio ever. And you know what else? Is like, I've been thinking a lot about the Boner situation because, frankly, no insider really went hard on Evan Peters. In fact, Charles Murphy was saying the entire time, it's not multiverse. You guys are overplaying that. And yet, like, you know, New Rockstars, myself, Heavy Spoilers, a lot of other YouTubers, we just couldn't help it, man. It was awesome. You know what I mean? We got too hyped up for it, right? But there was actually no legitimate scoopers that had indicated that Evan Peters was anything to do with the multiverse. Charles Murphy broke that Evan Peters was in the show early on, which I think caused a lot of speculation that then was associated with his reports, but he never did. Daniel as well. Daniel said that everybody was overplaying the Evan Peters thing. And I don't know, it's interesting. It's almost like in order to throw off leaking culture, Feige knew he couldn't trick the legitimate leakers, but if he dangled enough crazy fanboy fruit in front of people like me, he would convince like the peripheral audiences on YouTube that you can't trust the rumor mill. It's a good strategy because a lot of people are now like, nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe leaks. I don't believe it, all this stuff. I'm telling you, I would put a lot of money on this being true. Like, I would put a lot of money on this being 100% true. But I don't, of course, I completely understand people not believing it. You know what I mean? Fifi says, I know it's unrealistic, but that pirate ship in the next Loki episode, pirate Nightcrawler variant. Yo, Fifi, don't do it. Don't tempt me, Fifi. Don't tempt me. Apocalypse Universe Nightcrawler, the crazy murdering pirate on the ship, confirmed for tonight's Loki. Confirmed. 100% confirmed. Prince Zodiac says, what are your thoughts on the lights in the Timekeeper layer being runes stopping magic? Is Kang a sorcerer? No. But I love that theory. I don't think that's true, but I love that theory. Like, I absolutely love it. Could Kang have gotten a sorcerer or made a sorcerer do such a thing? Possibly. Is Kang working in some crazy cabal with Mephisto? Let's go! Probably not. But it is possible, yes. Yes. Hey, Josh, I have a question. If I were to pitch an R-rated multiverse-themed show to Disney, would it be a good idea to pitch it to FX and be a Rick and Morty type show for that channel? Sure, dude, do it. That sounds incredible. I don't think Disney gonna do it, though. I don't think Disney gonna do it. Tracer asks, have you seen IGN's Twitter saying Zack Snyder's new Netflix movie is based on his Star Wars spin-off called Rebel Moon? Yes, I have seen that article, and I actually want to do a full video on it. I haven't got a chance to really dig into it, though. You know what I mean? Josh, if we don't get a watch party with the pups, we will riot. I'll bring the pups in I'll try to bring them in for a little bit at the beginning of the watch party. Depends on how early we get going. We're going to try to get going at 2:30 a.m. I'm actually going to get out of here in just a second. I'm going to go eat a bunch of food and try to get some sleep before the watch party. So, Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi, there's nothing about that out there, but it could be. I mean, that's some interesting speculation for sure. Oh, yes, it's nap time. Red Ninja 004 says, can't wait for Vin Diesel to come in and take down the Sinister Six because family is too powerful. Nicely done, sir. Well done. That's $5 well spent. Yeah, the freaking F9 memes, legendary right now. Absolutely legendary. I am loving them. The Star Wars ones have been really, really good. One of my favorite ones is Darth Vader, where it's the Vader hallway scene, and the first panel is like the rebels being like, Dom, what are you doing? And then Dom walking towards Vader in the hallway scene being like, the dark side's no match for family. And then the last panel is literally Vader cutting Dom in half. It's amazing. It's incredible meme work. It's incredible. What comes after Loki show-wise? What If? Yes, that is true. What If will be in August. That's the rumor. And there was actually just a story. Again, dude, this nerdy news is popping like you wouldn't believe. So we might even talk about this either on one of the streams tomorrow. There'll be a morning stream, which will probably be full-on spoilers for Loki. Then there'll be an evening stream, and it's going to be Al Schuler and myself on the evening stream. Then at 10, you're going to have Darren's Danger Room with myself and Miss Darren Wood streaming. So tomorrow's a full day of streams. And in one of those streams, I definitely want to talk about... What the flip were we just freaking talking about? The Pikachu? No. Damn it. What was I just talking about? Oh, the what if thing with okay, I'll just tease it here. King Eric Killmonger fighting against Ultron, and Ultron has taken over a universe. How about that? Seems dope. What If's gonna be bananas, dude. I'm so excited for What If. Fifi says, already know how Loki ends. Kang asks Sylvie her name. She turns and says, silly Skywalker. Damn. How about that? Dane says, how about that Daddy Josh, Uncle Sam? Good show, my man. Here for it. Hey, thanks, brother. And yeah, that meme was hilarious. And I think that was you, Dane, literally. That was funny. Check out our Twitter if you haven't seen that. I retweeted that. Had the Uncle Sam stuff on yesterday. Cameron says, do you collect any of the Marvel Epic collections, or have you heard of them? Also, I need more Deadpool and X-Men Force / X-Force in the MCU. I would love X-Force in the MCU, bro. That would be sick. And as far as the Epic collections, I don't really have any of the Epic collections. I think those are like hardback, like large collections, right? I don't think I have any of those. I have some of my favorite events in hardcover, in their hardcover trades, but I don't have any of those. I think that's what you're referring to, right? The Epic collections. They're just big compendium style Marvel books. And no, I actually do not have any of those. But maybe I'll get some. Tell you what I do have, though, bro, is this awesome Jiren Dragon Ball figure. Yeah, that's right. Nothing to do with Marvel. Nothing to do with it. Don't worry. Just look at Jiren. Do I need to put some extra lights on Jiren so you can see how absolutely ripped he is? Do we need more lights here so that you can really get to see? I mean, you know. Dude's. Oh, what? And his back too? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jacked. That's Jiren. Watch Dragon Ball Super and shut your mouth. All right. Hey, good evening stream. Good evening stream. A little bit later, you know, a little bit leaky, a little spoilery, but a good stream nonetheless. Just so that we know, we're probably not going to talk about these spoilers just all the time flagrantly. So try to be respectful of the other Nerdvengers and the people in the community that don't like spoilers. We will refer vaguely to things from this plot leak moving forward, but we're really going to try to be careful about that and not spoil stuff for, you know, everybody else and just kind of keep it chill like that. Again, I think this has been out there in a lot of different ways, but we don't want to just talk about it all the time and spoil the fun for people. You know what I mean? Recap for whoever's late. Man, I can't go through all of it. Honestly, just rewatch this vid, man. Like, this will repost as a vid and just rewatch it. Because honestly, it's going to be dope. Josh was cast for Doom. # spoiled. Oh, sick. Yeah, and we'll see you all at the watch party for sure. Long day of streams tomorrow, starting off with the watch party. So thank you all so much for being here. You guys are awesome. Much love. And looks like 87% of you think that Loki is the best MCU Disney Plus show. Sick. Awesome. Peace out, Cub Scouts. See you in the next one. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta. for all of those that waited. Thanks. Here's a parting